just crumbling. I kind of losing the trust in this hero.
Yeah, I see what you're doing, Lacoste. You can't fool me. I know what you're doing here.
I want my Pango to be buffed.
No, you're hedging your bets. You went ahead and said you thought Virtus.pro was going to win this game 3, but now post-draft you're saying Klim Sani4 is going to... You're going to walk away right either way, right?
Nah, I'm more about one of my favorite heroes. I prefer them to be buffed rather than me being right.
Yeah, fair enough.
So saying it out loud, yeah, Pango, not in a good spot, right? He had his time. He's been like top tier pick for what, year and a half, maybe even 2 years now.
Yeah. So he's still kind of meta.
He's good. He's meta. It's just that he's not that hero that he was like 6 months ago. Like all of his abilities got nerfed multiple times. He doesn't have disarm anymore. This is a big one. It's just attack speed reduction.
I feel like the nerf that is inevitably coming for Mage Slayer, I think that is one of the reasons that Pango is still good right now. So if you nerf Mage Slayer, this hero may end up falling out of meta. We'll see.
You want to hear a fun story?
Yes.
Pango was introduced to the game. And I'm like, okay, I need to see what people are doing with this, because I don't feel comfortable playing it. What is this, like, vector targeting and shit? I skipped that math class. So I tune into your stream, and you're playing Pango, and I'm like, okay, let's see what he can do. So I was actually learning some of the basic stuff, like how to use Pango and stuff from you, but I never told you this.
Well, that's funny. You know, what's funny is I ended up getting a clip on Reddit where I was talking about how to play Pango, and... I advertised off-lane Pango, right? I felt like Shield Crash was very strong. And I was right. There was a period of time where people used Pango more a frontliner with Shield Crash and the damage reduction instead of this like maxed out swashbuckle damage that everybody was doing. And so, you know, I was kind of right at a little bit there, but eventually, like, Pango just turned into, I'm just going to swashbuckle, whether it was, like, mostly with Infuser Blade, but other builds as well. And I always look back on that and being like, man, why did they focus so much on the swashbuckle aspect of that hero? Because I really like the Shield Crash, just the idea of a hero using something to be able to make himself tanky, but not naturally being tanky.
Yeah, I mean, I do miss it. I also miss, you know, some like Vlad's Pango at the time, Yule Scepter. There were different builds, like multiple javelins. People always try to break the game with their ideas. And speaking of Venge, like what would you pick, for example, position 5 Gyrocopter, when you see Vengeful Spirit zoning out Tiny with Tree Grab? And he also started with different item build in this lane because he knows that it will be a lot of right-clicking, minus armor from Wave of Terror, still gets zoned out completely.
Yeah, when you go into negative armor, maybe it doesn't matter how much damage you actually do when you are taking so much damage from every single hit. The mid lane matchup is currently going all right for Squadix, though this one is going to get more difficult over time with the TA. And then we've got our bottom lane matchup, Munkushi on the Slark up against Notice and Sayuj on the Centaur Bat Rider, which is currently doing all right for them. And again, Gyrocopter, you really need to be able to win the lane. See, especially with the pickup of Flat Cannon, which all these support Gyrocopters are doing, which I am still, like, I understand why, and I think it's good, but the trade-off is significant, right? You are just pushing the lane into the tower over and over again. It's... Somebody like Centaur is going to be like, all right, sweet, I'm going to get a free Helm of Iron Will. Yeah.
First time I've seen this was when support Gyro was playing against Naga Siren. And then it made a lot of sense. You want to kill those illusions. It's not like gold you're getting is significant, but yeah, you want to get rid of those illusions, find the right hero. I'm okay with that. It's like okay damage, but yeah, the push aspect is really bad. Maybe you say to your carry, go pull while I push the lane with support Gyro.
Ooh, a little bit of fight over the Lotuses there. But just going up into the hands of Sayuj, the Bat Rider, a little bit too hard to fight into in that situation.
Munkushi, he plays a really mean Slark. He already played it twice today against Yellow Submarine. no shenanigans coming out from him. Like, it's straight up Diffusal Blade, Mage Slayer, and then whether he needs a BKB, whether he needs Aghanim Scepter to lock onto multiple targets. But he tends to be very active between like 10, 11 minutes and 15, depending when he gets that Diffusal Blade. Quite a lot of damage on Notice bottom.
Yeah, Notice. He's just at that cusp. I guess he still has a healing sound, so is going to be totally fine. But he's at that place where he's like within striking distance of Helm of Iron Will, but he's running low on HP.
Nice move. Sayush went mid, bounced away Chura Jr., picked up his Water Rune, but this also leaves Notice alone. And immediately, Klimich will start to play much more aggressive. Try to get some stacks going, some essence shifts. Maybe they can reset. They know that Notice is getting close to that Helm of Iron Will. This is when he's very vulnerable, doesn't want to bring in extra regen, doesn't want to use his courier.
Feed him a little bit of tangos, and this creep wave will push him over the edge, so that Helm of Iron Will is going to be coming in. The Death Prophet lane of Death Prophet Tiny. Looks like this is just going to farm trade-off, which not really too surprised here. Not expecting any really kills, as you've got a ranged offlaner versus a ranged carry. They're probably not going to be able to interact enough to be able to get a kill. At least not until level 6s come around.
Yeah, and also Cloud going for same item build again. Double Wraith Band, Magic Wand. He really loves to put pressure early on. FNG, he looks pretty dead here. 3 grab, another Siphon. That's going to be it.
Yeah, slower game. A 5-minute first blood finally gets picked up, and the laner wasn't quite expecting, but Sweden Strong, great positioning, getting that toss back. And I guess that's the one way to make sure that the double range matchup can go the way of the Death Prophet. Just position them in melee range of the Death Prophet. That way you can actually get some value out of this Spirit Siphon that really wasn't getting too much before that moment.
FNG TP's mid, refills the bottle. Sweden Strong making a move, doesn't have much mana to work with, 1 spell. Sentry down immediately, will get killed.
Oh, FNG is going to be kind of an awkward position if Sweden Strong can get some sort of tossback situation, but covered very nicely by Sayuch. So get him away and take away the power rune from the Templar Assassin, though they would have loved to get it on Squadix, I'm sure.
He was wrapping around, but both supports from Virtus.pro, 6 minutes in. This is something that most teams do. Not all of them, but some put like a lot more emphasis onto securing rune for their mid laner. Sweden Strong, Arcane Rune. Again, a bit low on mana. Low on HP as well.
Going to be run down. As Kiritich going to use the win run to join his support in picking up the kill there.
Uh-oh, FNG will go for enemy XP rune. Somebody needs to TP. Respect's like, okay, I can't let this happen.
It is still possible that FNG, let's see if the missile lands kind of at the right time. Respect
he denies
in front of him. Deny from FNG. Good job. He goes for the Ancient, see if he can get the deny on himself as well. Not quite. Cloud will pick up the kill.
Ooh, maybe they needed someone big. I don't even know if they have a better hero to try to defend this XP rune with. So here's your 5 Gyro, who's already kind of struggling, sitting at what, 8 CS, most CS out of all supports, but this also leaves Slarks alone.
The shoe is on the other foot. Monkoshi is at that awkward point where he's closing in on level 6, and Virtus.pro really want to pressure him. The rotation came from Kiritich too, but didn't come in time to get the kill on the Slark. Instead, they'll collect the pickoff on Sweden Strong, though it may mean that Monkoshi gets an opportunity to get his 6 from lane now.
That Javelin pickup immediately starts to play aggressive, but this also allows Cloud to use Exo and starts to deal some damage to the tower. Radiant, they are using the scan. Kiritich, okay, he could be in trouble here. Only 1 level of wind run, but they're bringing in numbers.
Out from Squadix. Are they going to have the damage though without the focus fire? Spirit Siphon healing him up a little bit, and that's enough. So yeah, they push him back, make sure that the Exorcism doesn't do too much damage to the tower, but using Rolling Thunder means that Squadix's impact on these side lanes is a bit diminished.
Sweden Strong is really struggling. Like, Tiny's not the most level-dependent hero, but he also needs a neutral item. At least he found Faded Roach some mana, some move speed, so he can actually make rotations. So 2 supports. After their XP rune got denied, they got something. This FNG already knows, so Ward will get devoted once he gets out.
Yeah, I feel like the #1 rule of playing against Gyrocopter support, just don't get caught alone in the jungle. That is where that hero is going to feel incredibly strong. Isolated with a rocket barrage and a very fast hero to stay on top of you. And shows off there, being able to rather easily get that kill. Respect stacking up for Chira Jr. We'll take a little walk into the Dire jungle to farm some up, get some neutral items for themselves as well.
Didn't find many yet. There's one. That Prophet finds it. She will take a Cold Bracelet. And going straight into Shiva's Guard. She does have extra armor from these 2 Wraith Bands. Shiva's Guard, it's just like natural progression. You get Crown, you get some extra sustain from Helm. Recipe is very cheap. It's only, what, 300 gold? And then you buy a plate belt. Well, you're already there. Shiva's Guard is online.
Cloud? Last Focus Fire was used in the bottom lane, but now that it's back up, he's always got to be worried about this single target damage that comes from the Wind Ranger. They just need a little bit more, and they've surely got him dead. They toss him over to the side, toss him back away from this. Power Shot does land on the Respect. They might be able to chase this down with the 2 supports. Respect fighting back, throws out a Blood Grenade. Not enough. Shackle Shot latches onto Sweden Strong to make sure there's no rebuttal here as the TP comes out.
Like, their mid laner can't really rotate for Klim Sani4. It's Templar Assassin. Maybe if she gets like a haste rune, that would be ideal. Then she can run to a side lane, get a kill or 2. But right now you need to fight with level 4 Tiny, level 5 Gyro. This is your help for Dead Prophet when she gets focus fired. And one of the reasons why we wanted to see this Wind Ranger being played as a core, because of this particular reason. See, 1 ulti and she's dead. Like, you need to bring maybe 1 hero just for the extra stun.
And this next timing is probably one of the scariest in the current game, which is Maelstrom Core Wind Ranger. It's you run into that hero, starts focus firing you, you're just like, well, I guess I'll die.
Yeah. Not much you can do. Like, not many heroes can survive that. Maybe if you have some like Shadow Demon, then she needs to be afraid. But yeah, for now, it's gonna be Kiritich on his Wind Ranger, putting pressure. Kushi still needs another 500 gold to finish off his Diffusal Blade.
Yeah, his tower's held up pretty nicely. And Virtus.pro, who are losing their safe lane tower to the Death Prophet, are going to try and put pressure on the other side, but they're coming through the gate. They do manage to make the read, though. They get a scan. Okay, guys, they're coming through the gate. We're not really going to be able to keep this going, and are ready to back off at a moment's notice. So for now, Klim Sani4 will hold on to the tower advantage. So coming in from the side, they're going to try and burst down this Death Prophet due to the Pango. A little bit awkward there and getting stuck on the wall. And this Focus Fire is just not doing quite enough damage. He's getting a lot of damage around. Finally does fall, but the damage that was dealt is going to allow Klim Sani4 to run down heroes now, feeling confident about the fight, especially with a haste rune onto the Templar Assassin. Wants to be able to run down Sayuch, instead turns it for the kill on FNG. Gets that one. Pushing
nice
forward.
Angle.
Great shackle shot, though. That was excellent. Sayuch found in the trees. Going to be run down by Chira Jr. as well. Looks like the cores are maybe going to be... Oh, maybe not. Respect might be able to run him down here. A lot of rocket barrage damage. The missile's going to land soon. And they've got an avalanche to cover Squadix now. The damage is just enough.
Oof, we just talked about Templar Assassin rotating if she gets a haste rune, and would you look at that? It's a haste rune. Chira Jr. picks up a triple kill from that. If he doesn't have it, he definitely dies there, because they did stun lock him, and he managed to run away, and suddenly it's a 2k gold lead. I'm just wondering, what does Cloud buy against this Wind Ranger? Are you forced to buy like a Ghost Scepter just to have protection once you finish Shiva's?
Yeah, I kind of imagine you have to, because it almost just doesn't matter how much magic resistance and armor you have. The focus fire is just too much. But we'll see. After the Shivas, he's looking at Eternal Shroud. But yeah, I guess it'll probably depend on how effectively Kiritich is able to threaten him. He may make a swerve mid-item.
He's like super tanky, but not tanky that he can, you know, just go through 15 seconds of focus fire. With all these Spirit Siphons, he needs a little bit protection, maybe some Avalanche tossback, or he needs like other guys to focus down Wind Ranger, try to force Wind Run, and then she can't really just go on that Prophet. Jura Jr.,
yeah.
A bit of a different item build. No, Deso, he wants the silence. He wants the Blink Dragonlance silence, so I guess it's going to be a later Deso. He could also... I've seen Templar Assassin in 1 or 2 games recently that skipped Deso and just went for bigger items, like some, you know, Crystallis. In this game doesn't sound too good since you're playing into Wind Ranger, but I could see maybe like an MKB rush.
Nice swap back there from FNG, or maybe not nice enough. Got him into the tower range, sure, but wasn't able to hit the magic missile, so Sweet and Strong just walks it off. I do like this idea of the Templar Assassin. I feel like that shard is a crazy good upgrade to TA, and it does make her like a significant team fighter at this point. You really don't necessarily need burst damage from the Deso if you've got other people to do the damage for you, like this Death Prophet on Exorcism. You've got to carry Slark. You really don't need to be carrying the game as much as like Squadix had to in that game too.
Yeah, because you do have like your mid TA. You're not carry TA with some like cookie core mid. Let's say Munkushi. It's nighttime. He wants to chase. All right, they see him. They see him underneath the ward.
Slow him down with the defusal. Pounce on him during Wind Run. The missile's going to land, but it's going to be underneath the tier 2 as the Stampede goes out. Now Squadix sees an opportunity as they've overextended themselves. They'll easily pick up the Gyrocopter kill. Heavy rotation goes out. Munkushi is going to be going for the Mage Slayer build. Not really surprising there, given the prevalence of this item and also the magic damage that's coming out from the VP team.
Yeah, it's also like all spell damage, so it reduces that Prophet's ghost, right?
That part I don't actually know. I haven't tested that one.
I think it should.
That was a
very
rough position. If that's the case, that is pretty crazy, man.
Because it's like it's like pure damage. Maybe Ghost is a bit different, but yeah, remind me to test it out after the game. Also, Tiny not having the game. He can test it for us, because right now, Mana Boots, like a lot of these small items, Ring of Protection, Windlace, how many CS does he have? He's sitting at, what, 5 CS only.
Yeah, that's probably like the 5 CS he got in lane. Hasn't managed to hit anything since then, covering himself with the Avalanche there. Squadix has a bit of a poke, and those pokes add up over the time now that the Diffusal Blade is done, costing some serious resources. Munkushi's doing a good job, though, just playing on the enemy side of the map. He is taking farm away from Virtus.pro constantly. They have not touched this guy at all.
Very aggressive player, but
early on.
Considering he was playing with Gyro, which we don't like, as a position 5, 0 Essence Shift stacks for now, but he tends to be active. He tends to buy his own sentries to get rid of some vision. You know what's a good answer? I never thought about it this way. Let's say you have Templar Assassin on the other side who's playing against Slark, and he thinks you see him because there's a ward, and he plants down a sentry, and it's only a trap. So,
Yep. I mean, that I hate playing against TA for that reason. Just because it affects supports too. You're right.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they knew we were rotating there. They must have a ward here, and then you find it's just a trap. And you're like, whatever, man. Like, come on.
You use 2 sentries because, like, okay, it could have been this angle maybe, and then you don't find anything. Maybe you find that trap. But at least now trap gives you decent amount of gold. Back in the days, 1 gold. Like you buy a sentry.
Yeah.
I don't know how much sentry cost back then. Maybe 75 or something, 80. It's like, okay, I only need to kill 80 traps and I'll get my gold back.
What the thing I hate about it right now is that it's a drain on your limit. Like now that sentries are a limited resource, right? It's an invis hero that is draining your sentry pool.
Yes.
That is a pretty obnoxious combination. But
just by gem, lol.
Yeah. Dude, I'm such a huge proponent of early gem. If you're winning the game at 20 minutes by like, 5K, let's say, I love buying a gem. Man,
yeah.
I think more people should do it. Just, bring the courier around with you all the time. So if you get a bad fight, maybe you could still recover it with the courier. Just because, with how much wards are worth right now, just purely the gold you get from it by itself. You get like 3 wards, it's paid for itself.
Pretty much.
Just that. But then, the opportunities that are presented by making sure that there's no vision. Every move you make is a smoke move.
I remember last year during DPC, we had interviews with Pichu from Aster, and he was the one big advocate for early gems.
Lasso into the Rolling Thunder. Chira Jr. is screwed. Great move from Virtus.pro. Strong move that's going to result in maybe more. As now Cloud is already down to half HP. Squatic's got to be careful, though. He's in range of the Spirit Siphon, but the burst damage from Kiritich, it's not quite enough. He's actually healing up over time and getting some good damage for it, too. Kiritich is the one that drops down. Finally, they lay down this hero. Nice swap. Bailing out Kiritich, and Munkushi was just about to pick up that kill, but now Kiritich from the low ground can assist his allies in finishing up the Slark. A close call there, but ultimately the fight goes a very one-sided way to Virtus.pro.
Ooh, it was a trap. You see this amplified damage on Templar Assassin. She starts sieging immediately. Sayush with his Blink Dagger reveal gets him into his own team. Like Death Prophet again, she is tanky, but I feel maybe this Cloak, maybe this Ogre Axe should have been Ghost Scepter. I know you don't want to buy it, but like throughout the whole game, you will get Focus Fire. They want to bring you down from 100 to 0. She's super tanky. If she has like Eternal Shroud, Ghost Scepter, I think she lives there, and fight is much different. They need to fight around Death Prophet. Problem is they don't have any saves. You're position 5 Gyro. What are his items? He invested 1,400 gold at 15 to buy his shard. That's nothing. He's not tanky, sitting at 1,000 HP, has mana boots. No Glimmer Cape, no Force Staff, nothing to bail you out. No, not even Pavis, just mana boots.
Yeah, seriously. When you are playing with a hero who survivability has a direct correlation to damage, like you want those support items, Glimmer Cape, Solar Crest, these things that can help you live that extra few crucial seconds to do damage or get more heal off or whatever, and the fact that Gyrocopter isn't giving you any of that is...
Neither does Tiny. Like, he's also playing for himself. He might get a second item for staff or something, but he's having a horrible game. Both supports, actually, on Klimich. They just don't have enough. Tiny's still struggling. 22 minutes, needs 200 gold for a blink.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower...
Virtus.pro probably feeling very comfortable, especially after that team fight. They now have Gleipnir on Kiritich, and wouldn't be surprised if they win another fight. They may be able to do something like Roshan. Pangolier is almost at Aghanim Scepter, and he's already at level 15, so he's got the Rolling Thunder duration. Your team fight is very strong.
Yeah, they lost a little bit of momentum. Chira Jr. was having a blast of a game, picked up that shard. He was thinking about maybe going for different items. Now has Deso available, so that will be their burst damage. Slark, he also needs another item. It feels like he needs to use 1 pound to attract some attention and then get out of the trouble with the second one, try to reset multiple times.
Funny part about that bottom fight is it feels like it was pretty unnecessary.
I mean, what are you getting from it?
Yeah.
Maybe a tower.
I mean, if you're Radiant side, you probably feel very good about your scaling. You still need like that Blink Dagger on Sweet and Strong, for example. So it felt like they should have been very comfortable just sitting back and farming.
They know smoke on smoke action. Roshan, first one on Radiant's side. A little surprised that they haven't killed it yet. Like, that could have been their move. You have TA, you have Dead Prophet, two of like best heroes almost in the game to take it down with. Ursa definitely up there, but yeah, you see what I mean.
FNG, high ground ward, looking for a swap.
Nice
Not gonna get it. Immediately gonna be stunned up. Nice toss back on a Sayush, and he does actually die, but this Rolling Thunder is well positioned to run through a bunch of heroes. It's gonna finish off the Gyrocopter. 2 supports dead on the side. And now it's going to be Virtus.pro with the numbers advantage. Will take control of the pit, but can they actually do much past that? They're going to take this tier 1 tower and then see if they go back. They still have focus fire, so yeah, they could take Roshan.
Looked like a nice toss back. He was the one who initiated first, but yeah, again, the amount of damage that Squadix does on this Pango, you get hit by some like random swashbuckle, your mana gets burned, slowed down, Mage Slayer as well, so you're not dealing any spell damage, you're dealing only 60% of it, him having massive magic resistance on top of that. A bit of a difficult fight last few ones for Klimich.
I feel like we're kind of kicking a dead horse, but I'm going to say one more reason I hate Gyrocopter support.
All right, add it to the list.
Mage Slayers everywhere, man. If this hero, as a 5 position, is just supposed to, like, his big pro is that he outputs tons of damage, tons of magic damage. He gets hit by a random Mage Slayer in a fight like this, and boom, there goes everything that you're supposed to be contributing to a team fight.
I agree. It's just like, you don't think about that stuff. You're like, okay. But a little surprised that they went with Gyro after losing the previous game, and they're like, you know what? There's this one hero that could win us the game. Like, there's so many stable position 5s out there. Like, if you don't know what to pick, just bang out some Treant Protector.
Yeah.
Super easy. One team gets Venge. Also another hero that doesn't require too many brain cells to play.
True.
Treant Protector is definitely up there.
Well, Aghanim Scepter is now done. So Munkushi, he's got the double pounce, a lot more mobility. It's going to feel a lot better in team fights, but the current ball that is Virtus.pro does seem a bit untouchable, which always feels bad when you're Death Prophet, right? When you match up against a 5-man ball that doesn't break, it's just like, what am I doing with my hero? My whole deal is supposed to be big team fight. You're like a kind of like a ranged brewmaster. You're just supposed to, with your ultimate and skill set, supposed to bring you immense, overwhelming team fight that should feel guaranteed, but it's not at all in this situation. In fact, their 5-man feels like they can't actually win anything.
Yeah, if they don't have that profit, they have no team fight. Like, it's more about single target burst from Tiny TA, Gyro, Slark, and then there's Gyro as well, which is position 5 Gyro. I don't know where we're going to put him in, on what list, other than don't pick it as 5 at the moment. Sweden Strong, looking for an opening.
I will say, though, Virtus.pro definitely need to get some stuff done here with this Aegis. They only have 2.5 minutes left on it. You definitely want to be getting either some pickoffs, take some serious objectives. The current net worth is even. You can't be feeling too comfortable with that up against Templar Assassin Slark, that you're going to be outscaling most of your heroes.
Yeah, a good thing for Virtus.pro is that there's only one like Deso, 2 Deso charges, 1 Essence Shift stack, so they're not like, they've not been fighting like crazy. Tiny also needs another item. Gyro doesn't have a single item other than this shard, so I feel like if they take the fight, again, they're going to be running into same issues on side of Klimich as they did before. They don't have any support items, nothing they can throw on top of Cloud to try to save him.
Well, maybe your carry Slark can get something for you. He can buy out the shard if he wants.
That's big. That's actually massive if he can do it. Gets bonked.
Nice flame break midway through the second pounce. Broke the first one with 4 stab. Now Kiritich is going to take advantage of this. Gleipnir into Shackle Shot now. He's being controlled up a little bit, but they'll eventually get the kill on Respect.
Yeah, that was a nice play. Saves himself, and also Kiritich, Gleipnir, you can see the angle. You know that Shackle is landing immediately afterwards.
Yeah, Munkushi did buy out the shard, so he's got it. That'll be the save maybe you need to make this Death Prophet give you some significant team fight. And Kiritich getting picked off here on the side, losing his Aegis, forcing FNG to bail him out there with the swap. Very awkward. Did cost the exorcism usage there. So if Virtus.pro can get out, it would be great. Sayush, he's got a 4-staff and the Blink Dagger. He'll be okay.
Yeah, but as you said, they're still very strong. Only a 3k gold lead now. Jaro forced to buy back, but getting some extra kills. They're still respecting the damage coming out from Slark and TA. Squadix, it feels like they need a little bit of extra. Like they need someone to jump in. Tiny to be there on time, so he gets his combo off. Sets things up for either Templar Assassin or Slark.
BKB done for Chira Jr., so he's got a 9-second debuff immunity for this next team fight, which gets a little bit scary for the Pangolier, right? Because at that point in time, you've got heavy physical damage that can be thrown on the Pango and don't have to worry about getting hit by the Rolling Thunder, so he may find his Rolling Thunders not being as effective anymore.
Yeah, rolling into Death Prophet ulti, TA, who does have enchanted quiver, so extra range, extra damage
even better
coming
if they can catch him. But nice swap once again from FNG, and it makes it so the initiator is then susceptible to an immediate death. Tiny's gonna die. Rolling Thunder was put to use there though, so that's gonna be on cooldown for a little bit. And I don't think really Flemish is that concerned about these little pickoffs like that. That's just more time for side lanes to get pushed out.
They definitely want to contest next Roche. There's still Wisdom Rune available on the left side of the map. No one picked it up. Jaro scouting things out.
What's he doing with his courier there? He's holding a tier 3 token on it too.
Okay. Prepping. That's gonna get delivered, I guess. There it is. Let's see what he chooses. For now, holding the Whispers of the Dread. Very good neutral item. One way to counter Mage Slayer.
True. That item feels great. And like on certain heroes, it's just bonkers. That amount of damage amp in exchange for the downside is pretty small most of the time. I feel like in 90% of games that you pick up Whispers of the Dread, you're not going to feel the impact of that loss of daytime vision.
For sure. You have your own teammates to provide you with vision, obs wards, watchers, whatever. So heroes like, I don't know, Tinker Zeus, they really love that item.
Postured up in the bottom lane, Kiritich pushing out the lane while he's got 3 allies sitting outside of vision, waiting for their opportunity to strike. But opportunity doesn't present itself. Again, Radiant's chilling. They're fine with trading farm as much as you want. As you said, they're probably gearing up to take a Roshan fight, which almost level 20 on Slark, level 21 rather, on the Templar Assassin. They're getting big.
That's going to be very close to this. So on TA, level 20, so meld dispels. You don't care about armor. Most, like the biggest one is Lucky Shot, something from Batrider. So that's pretty cool. Roshan, 1 minute. FNG already set up some vision in this bottom lane.
Well, this Pango has hit Octarine, so if he hits it, when he Rolling Thunders in, man, he is going to be spamming shield crashes. These swashbuckles are going to be going around with the extra damage challenge as well. They do get the initiation, just the initiation they need. Kiritich uses his BKB to survive. They get the pickoff on Sweden Strong, but that BKB now being on cooldown in the moment where you're trying to contest Roshan, it's going to feel a little awkward here for VP.
Yeah, will not have it. 70-second cooldown. Roshan will be on Radiant's side, but the vision advantage still there for Virtus.pro. Unless they lay down some traps. Yeah, especially this cliff. Munkushi is pinging it out. Okay.
They push forward on the side of Seyuch. Also going to take away the vision. But there is still these TA traps, so it's not like they're going to be able to get inside the pit without notice.
The longer they wait, Kiritage's BKB will get online soon. 30 more seconds. He's fine with waiting. He doesn't necessarily need to risk anything.
Oh, Slark.
BKB.
He's got BKB flying out to him right now. That is massive pickup.
Radiant scanning inside the pit. Full wraparound. We've seen so many of these wraparounds lately. Dire also checking where they are. He just showed himself.
Showed himself and immediately gets pounced upon. Bursted just like that. A moment of weakness. In just the most awful timing.
He wanted that creep wave badly. He really wanted it to push it out. But FNG was not close enough for a swap. Maybe you have this Venge in the back of your mind. You'll get swapped out immediately if you're in trouble. But yeah, he was not there. So this second Roche belongs to Klim Sani4. And now you have a Slark with Aegis and also have Banner for vision on high ground when you're fighting.
Of course, of course. The all-important... Okay, if you... let's say, of course, the best play is putting it on high ground for vision. But if you were to place it to buff up creeps, where do you think you put it?
Tier 3. There it is, already near the Tier 3 tower mid.
I think this is exactly where you should put it. Always tier 3, but also always on the mid lane. Because it's the shortest lane, so it guarantees that the creeps will still have the buff by the time they get to the enemy base.
Okay, that's smart. I never thought of that.
Yeah, because if you do it on the side lanes, they'll get hung up enough that maybe they'll reach the tier 3, but they'll only have the buff for like maybe a couple of seconds.
Yeah, next time I talk about this, I will pretend I said this myself. I will not quote you.
That's fair, that's fair. Just like all the Pango knowledge you got from me.
Yeah. we need to measure how big it is from mid tier 3 to the enemy tier 3 in mid, and also from the bottom, because this looks like it's, I don't know, if I had to say it, I would say 25-30% longer, maybe even 35.
Yeah. I mean, length isn't everything, the cost, but it's a factor.
Okay, it's
looking for the initiation blink or an invis rather on Sweden Strong, seeing if he can find an opening here with an Aegis in hands and scaling cores that he feels very good about. Virtus.pro, while they had some good fights in this game, they may have lost control of enough of this game that it'll cost them a trip to Birmingham. They're going to have to set up for potential high ground defense, though. We'll see whether or not Klimish really wants to go into that one against a Bat Rider. Bat Rider, Vengeful Spirit. This could get very sticky, and Aegis does not guarantee you a win against this kind of high ground defense.
Absolutely. They need to figure it out. They need to take a fight. Maybe the safe call is take tier 2 tower in the mid lane. That Prophet is level 20. Exorcism is maxed out. But yeah, you still gotta be careful. Munkushi will use his Shadow Dance to figure out where the obs are before they initiate into any fight.
Level 20 on the Wind Rangers, so a lot more damage coming out from that Focus Fire now. And they are smoked up and pushing out in maybe an opportune time here, because Klimish have opted not to push anymore and are, as a result, a little bit separated from their Templar Assassin, though Virtus.pro did not move quickly or decisively enough. It looks like they're going to link back up on the side of Klimish now.
He's pinging it out. Somebody just saw him. It's an observer board in this mid lane, but he needs the backup of his team to clear that one out. They have so many dispel mechanics on their team. Meld dispels, Slark with his Q, Disperser. No Lotus Orbs yet, but they're ready to fight.
Dire are scanning.
Trying to collect the neutral items, but they're going to get caught in the process. Notice, pops a Stampede, misses out on the second pounce there. Gets slowed down by the Avalanche, but now a lot of those initiations have gone a bit astray. Centaur's going to be left behind. The Exorcism pushes back the rest of the heroes from Virtus.pro. So, Klim Sani4, you do manage to get a pick-off here that'll allow them to confidently take this tier 2. 1 minute left on the Aegis, though. Are they willing to dare a high ground push with this bit of time left?
They should. Exo's still up and running for another 15 seconds. They do have a gem available, so they can see anything, any kind of ward that they decide to put. It's going down so quickly.
Oh, Force Staff. Aggressive Force Staff from FNG, seeing if he can put one of these heroes out of position. They get a lot of damage on the tier 3, not enough to finish it off. And with 30 seconds left on the Aegis, they will back away. Klim Sani4, once again, saying, it's okay, we outscale them, boys. Don't need to risk anything here.
They really don't need to rush. It's Wind Ranger. If you itemize 1 Hex, you get the MKBs online. I also see that Prophet having Heaven's Halberd, so that's going to be a huge issue for Wind Ranger.
Yeah.
And also having Slark on the team, where you can de-ward all of their obs pretty easily, and then choose where you want to take a fight. Next Roshan as well, start prepping for it in the next 3 minutes.
Rattle Cage, how do you feel about this new
banger
item?
Of an item? Who picked
banger,
it up?
Huh?
The Centaur? Oh yeah,
noticed,
love
yeah.
it, love it. Unfortunately, he's not like massive on a Centaur, where he does have 1 point in Retaliate, but this item might be even OP. Like, this item just feels you're taking so, like, first it gives you armor, it slows them down, and it also returns physical damage. So let's say, yeah, go ahead.
The question I had about this item, is there any inherent cooldown to the passive proc?
Not that I noticed.
Okay. Because I've picked it up sometimes, and I was just like, like, it seems theoretically like a really strong item. It's just like, does it have any cooldown to it, or is it actually throwing out, like, on a hero like Centaur, 180 damage is nothing for this hero's pool. That is so much damage he's returning.
Yeah, I just had to double check. Went on Dota2 Wikipedia. Cooldown 0, it says.
Damn.
Okay, they are usually right. Some of these guys, it has a lot of information to it. So yeah, imagine you having, let's say, Retaliate damage talent on Centaur. Your Retaliate is maxed out, and Rattle Cage. Wind Ranger focus fires you. Put in a Blade Mail just for the memes. You die, like instantly dead.
Yeah.
Radiant are
1 minute left until potential Roshan spawn time once again. And Klim Sani4 are going to smoke up as a 5-man crew here and see if they can play to this deep ward that they have on the side. Not finding anybody, though. Virtus.pro. They understand their strength is very much around high ground, around their own vision, around the repositioning tools that their 2 supports give them. They're going to win a fight. It's going to be through that. So they have been very loath to push too far outside of their base.
Sweden Strong takes their XP rune. Heritage decided to pick up Aghanim Scepter before he gets his data list, which usually I'm not the biggest fan of Aghanim Scepter on Wind Ranger. It's not like your core item. Usually you pick it up later, but I think in this one, maybe it could have been picked up slightly earlier. You are playing against Slark, Templar Assassin. It's a lot of physical damage, so all that damage that's dealt during Wind Run is reduced by 45%. Smoke. Virtus.pro, they're coming.
To land. It breaks now. Notice, pop the BKB Shivas immediately. BKB Shivas in response from Cloud, and they'll catch respect on the side. It's a small little pickoff, nothing major, but it does get Virtus.pro out on the map. An opportunity to farm up and a chance to be able to control this Roshan pit. They'll get some D wards, get some of their own vision down. 1 minute until Roshan spawns.
Virtus.pro plants this deep observer ward again on the same cliff. They just want to see them. Even if that ward dies, if they're not smoked, you see that they're coming, it's still worth it. That's why Roshan banner, you know, place it up there.
You're really vibing with Avery's idea, huh?
I really am. I have to try it, though.
Monster wave top. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 range creeps in this top lane push.
Imagine if they had Roshan's banner buffing them up.
True. They should have saved it. Yeah. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like maybe in some ways, maybe it's better to hold Roshan's banner for when Roshan respawns, right?
What if you
in that area, you want the pressure out on the map as much as you can, right?
Can you stack them? Let's say you put them in different positions.
Ooh, now we're thinking. I don't know, but that's a good question.
They
you go
probably
from regular
don't,
creeps to mega creeps.
Omega Giga Chad creeps. Suddenly, Heritage will pick up Aegis.
And
refresher on Pango. Closing to level 25s on certain heroes. 23 right now on this Pango. Slark level 24. Templar Assassin did hit level 25, so 7 refraction instances. Who thinks of that? It's like some of these level 25 talents are nuts. Like 7. Okay, let's just what's your favorite number? 7. Yeah, let's put 7 refraction instances.
Yeah, that is. How do they come up with the initial number when they decide something like that? Because obviously it goes through some refinement at some point in time. But,
yeah.
like, you have to imagine somebody out there. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, initially in the beta, you know, before it even gets released to the public, somebody was like, "Yeah, it probably 15. Should be like plus 15 refraction charges."
Yeah, I mean it was 8 or 9 before it got reduced.
Yep.
So
yeah,
the initial one was probably double digits.
yeah. Because like one way somebody probably thinks about it is like, well, you know, like Avalanche or Mystic Flare will do like X instances of damage in 1 second. So, you know, like you need a lot of them. Sage finds the initiation, pulls them all the way up to the high ground here. Just how Virtus.pro needs to play team fights. Heavy repositioning, forcing it so the Slark isn't able to do that much with his jump. Now, Kirdich, he gets in there, man. It doesn't even find the kill for it. Does get a huge reaction, though. Cloud swap back in. BKB goes out looking to chase down these heroes. Well, Munkushi sticks onto the Centaur. BKB goes out to try and rid himself of the pounce, but it's a long run back home, and he may not be able to make it as Munkushi has another pounce coming up in a second. That's going to lock him down. Another force staff, though, breaks him of that one. Avalanche, ultimate place, juts outside of the tier 3. A shackle shot controls the Death Prophet even more, and he gets the Centaur away. Now the Rolling Thunder from Squadix doing some good damage and good control, but threatened by the Templar Assassin, he is forced to retreat.
Yeah, can't really roll into running EXO and TA. Good fights with him strong. Forced to use a buyback. They were controlling the outpost in the enemy triangle, so he immediately TP'd to it, rejoined the fight quickly, which did guarantee them the kill. And as I said, Kiritich, focus fire, doesn't even get the kill, still holding on to Aegis, but they are the ones who are initiating into these fights.
Yeah, I have to assume that was probably, what, the Depth Shroud? I think he also focus fired the gyrocopter, right? That
oh, yeah, you want to take down the strongest hero. Yeah. You see Gyro, you're like, there's no way people are playing it as a position 5, so I better kill it. Yeah, he has no items really on Gyro. He's bringing something fine out. Okay, 4 staff, not too bad. Push people out of trouble. But yeah, still feels that he's not doing the work, for example, what Vengeful Spirit's doing. She has this swap ability, getting closer to Aghanim Scepter, has Telescope as well, so the cast range is pretty nuts. Let's see, Munkushi Still lurking around. They do have Observer Ward on the high ground, so might see them. And also Slark's Night Vision. I like that they took over the control of this game. They feel they're super strong. Even without Exo, they want to get a pick off. Bottom lane is being pushed in.
True Jr. starts putting that damage in. He's got Arcane Blink, so his Blink's going to be up all the time.
It's up.
Gonna run to all these heroes. Jackal shot, but immediately met by an avalanche. Swap back to try and protect him, and he does have an amplified damage. So this is gonna be a dangerous fighting into this win range from Chira Jr. Doesn't need amplified damage to rip apart the centaur. But look at that, Kiritage destroyed the Templar Assassin. But now he doesn't have Focus Fire, so can he deal with the Slark? That's the big question. There's two different carries to be able to associate with, and that's Munkushi taking that first life of the Wind Ranger. Now he's locking down Squadix. Quickly rolls it up, gets out of that one, trying to get a blink away. Swashbuckle on out. Munkushi going back in, body block by the creep a little bit. 6 on FNG. Dark packs it off and gets rid of that magic missile, while right in the middle of everything is Cloud.
In a second.
The Exorcism, Focus Fire, now back up. Will go through the Death Prophet, pops a BKB, silence, but can he get away from this one? Gets by a bash. Squadix now going to be met with a Gyrocopter, gets hit with a missile. They're trying to get the Slark back, but he gets hit by a Shackle Shot. Now they have the follow-up stun, but they're not focusing him. They're ignoring him and pushing past him for now, as Kiritage nowhere to be found, heading in the side while the rest of his team is getting run down without Focus Fire. It feels like he cannot take the fight, and maybe he's right about that, but it will cost his team dearly.
Dead Prophet is way too tanky. Rattle Cage on her as well. She's sitting at, what, 40+ armor. Will have Hex, also Evasion, having this Heaven's Halberd, disarming her. If Wind Ranger's level 25 there, and she has the Focus Fire minus 18 seconds once you get a kill, maybe the fight would be different, because she was already like threatened, didn't have BKB up and available on that Prophet, so maybe, but yeah, a couple of buybacks coming out. Buyback as well on Respect, and I think Respect did some decent amount of damage in the previous fight, because he isolated a couple of the heroes. Still, that Prophet almost 10,000 damage, which is pretty nuts. And as you said, they do have like these multiple cores that need to be focused in a fight. You have TA, you have Slark, you have Dead Prophet. If you're not focusing Slark, Death Shroud will be used and save some of these heroes.
Yeah, which makes it where this single target swap repositioning looks really good for one free kill. But then if Klim Sani4 just keeps pushing forward, somebody is going to be able to carry the rest of the fight, and as a result, they feel confident hitting the high ground here with the Centaur still dead for 40 seconds here. How much are they willing to take from this? Seems like just the mid lane of Barracks and then backing away. Roshan Spawn's Hive does start in a minute and a half, so this is about the time where you can't afford any pickoffs here, or may just lead you into giving up Roshan.
Yeah, the safe choice would be to just wait Roshan. Try to D-ward. You do have Slark, you do have Gem available on your side. That is on Gyro. That Prophet also getting close to both Hex and having a buyback. She needs to sell one item, maybe just get rid of the Gem, give it to somebody else. But they do need gems. They might need the double gem. I feel Tiny should pick it up and they should hold it, considering you're playing into Wind Ranger with Aghanim Scepter. So she wants to be sneaky, try to get like good angle, maybe try cutting in the backlines, because I don't think these cores are gonna die instantly. Slark's 26 armor, 3000 HP, Templar Assassin with level 25 talent, and then Dead Prophet just being insanely tanky.
Whole squad backing up Kiritage as he farms away. Completed his Daedalus. Didn't have it for the last fight, which is, you know, maybe could have been very crucial, right? We're talking about the damage on the Death Prophet. Both that Daedalus and the level 25 talent that you're talking about could make a difference in this next engagement. I'll see whether or not he gets that 25 in time for a Roshan contest.
Seems like they're going to be able to get... She needs like one extra creep wave. Move away. Yeah, they're actually moving away from the XP. Never mind, Squadix is like, oh, hell yeah, some creeps. He is level 25 on Pango, so Rolling Thunder cooldown with that Octarine core. It's quite a lot of damage. Doesn't have boots available at the moment, but yeah, he's fully jacked. Timeless Relic that he's been holding for quite some time now. So longer attack speed reduction. I'm always about to say disarm. Unfortunately, it is not anymore. Remember when it was silence and disarm?
Oh God! What?
No, it was silence and minus armor, or disarm and minus armor and silence. Maybe it was all three things at one point.
I think it was all three. It was minus armor, and then you would either get a silence or a dis. That was a great example of feel bad RNG, because it would feel bad for both sides of the equation, right? It was like if your Pango every game, there would be a situation where you got a silence instead of a disarm, or vice versa, and the opposing team also felt that way in the same game, you know?
Yeah,
and they're
just
like,
the same guy who made talent for TA level 25. It's the same guy. It's like, yeah, you know what? Silence, disarm, minus armor. Sounds like a good idea. Like you couldn't do anything.
That's the same guy, dude. That guy was working on the Artifact team. I don't know if you played Artifact, but there was
yeah, I was one of the biggest fans. I think I still have.
I remember. You remember Cheating Death?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. The green card.
That guy
Here we
made
go.
Cheating Death for sure. That guy made Cheating Death. He was like, I love 50-50s.
All right. Yeah, that was a good one. I mean, the Artifact had some like really nice cards. I'm so sad that, because you know the high that you get when you're playing a certain game other than Dota, I didn't get that. Like I never had that feeling, and Artifact got me that feeling. So I was playing at like 3-4 a.m. thinking of all, like, watching videos, what to play, some decks, but yeah. Unfortunately,
Slack still plays regularly.
I know. I was playing last year during DPC when we were in Sweden. The PC wasn't good enough to play like other games, so I'm like, why not bang out some Artifact?
Hell yeah.
I'll tell you what, I still have it. I still got it, the skill.
Yeah. You know where to put all the right cards. The 55 minutes here. We're on Roshan number 4, I think. So another round of Aegis. Aegis, Refresher Shard, and Roshan's Banner. It's going to go to Klim Sani4.
Refresher, somebody pick it up. For now, it's Gyro holding it, but yeah, I feel like you want to give it to someone else. Slark has Refresher Orb of his own, so he doesn't want it.
Dude, the TA Junior's so full of items that he can't actually hold the Refresher in his backpack because he's holding onto a tier 4 token.
Wants to have that guaranteed strike against Windranger with Enchanted Quiver, but also thinking, if the fight goes wrong, maybe I need, Cloak. Maybe I need Magic Resistance and Evasion. Jump in.
Well, this could be a fight that goes wrong. Pulled so deep into the enemy side of the map. He swaps in MKB. His BKB is going to be coming up in a second here, but he gets bumped before it's available. Now he gets it off. Now he turns the damage back on around onto Kiritich, who gets the swap off, but it's not good enough. The final damage delayed out from Respect. Gets it in the end, though. Jump in very deep from Cloud. Almost gets himself caught, but there's Munkushi to the rescue. Pounces on in. Throws that Depth Shroud out. Still not enough to save unless the toss away.
Nice toss back.
Beautiful stuff from Sweden Strong with the level 20 talent. He can bail you out no matter what.
Somebody needs to fix the bottom lane. It's the Catapult, double Catawave, and also a lot of creeps. So Munkushi will be that guy. They got the big one. Kiritich was forced to use the buyback. How many refreshers do they have on Radiant? I see one on Dead Prophet, one on Slark, and also one shard. Somebody popped that shard in the previous fight. Maybe it could have been Gyro with double ulti. I think he clipped him there.
Dude, that'd be so funny if his refresher is actually what got them the kill on Kiritich.
It should have been like a homing missile because he was so far away. He died near tier 4 tower. So it was either that or some like random damage from flak cannon or cooldown.
I think also the nullifier, because he got swapped, and I assume the barrier is dispellable. It says, yeah, another swap dispellable, yes. So that the barrier has to be dispellable. So he got swapped, but didn't have that huge barrier that Venge gives you.
They want to go in. They want to end this one. That Prophet popped the refresher, so another Exo is available. Slark also doesn't have Refresher on his side, but look at what Kiritich bought. Refresher on him. So double BKB. even if he doesn't get the kill with focus fire, he could go for a different target. Like, these shackles are gonna last for a really long time as well. So, time to go.
It's really awkward for him. Oh, caught him on the reinitiation here, but Cloud does get off the BKB. Force Staff's giving Sweden Strong back, almost dying. They need a little bit more damage. Squadix can go for it with the roll on in, but the rest of the team is going to fight without him. Sure, the Tiny dies, but he immediately buys back. Virtus.pro do get all of their lower health heroes out in time. They don't lose anybody for that so far. Let a bit of a poke at Klim Sani4, but they will manage to take that full lane of barracks off of a buyback. The refresh on the exorcism. It takes one more lane, just one left between them and Mega Creeps.
And they still know Kiritich doesn't have buyback. He used it in the previous fight, so for the next 5.5 minutes, there is no Roche, so I feel that they should go. Wait until your refreshers are online, plus Exorcism, and they could go. Oh, Sayush, this is a big one if they can get him.
Yeah, especially since he's carrying the gem, but fortunately for him, he's got Trickster Cloak and did not get hit by that pounce. It was right on the edge there, but not quite good enough. And I mean, if you're Klim Sani4, you're feeling really confident about this game, but a little wrinkle here is maybe you can't close the game fast enough as 60 minutes is just around the corner. And while I think they're definitely still favored almost no matter what tier 5 neutral items, tier 5 neutral items do have a way of making the game more chaotic, which I think naturally benefits the team that's behind.
Absolutely. You need to start thinking about you take the fight right now, enemy kills you, the fight lasts for like 50 seconds, a minute. Neutral items are available. They might farm them and start running your way. So you need the buyback and you won't be able to farm your tier 5 items.
Oh, big rotation to the other side of the map. They know Virtus.pro is pushed out here, so they're all going to go through Portal or TP.
They want their triangle. This is where you
they
farm
got him on this scan.
And look at Kiritich drawing. This is where we farm our tier 5 items.
It always feels bad trying to farm your tier 5 items off of non-ancient creeps, but that is just what they're going to have to do here. See if they get lucky and get 3 or 4 of them off of this move. So far, they've had bad luck. Not a single one drop so far.
Let's see what he gets.
God. Dude, they killed like 5 camps. Finally, one drops. It's going to be the Pango who grabs it. And they got one for Kiritich as well. Okay, so they got 2 new tier 5s on the side of Virtus.
Notice disconnected. They need to discuss neutral items, which ones to take. Jokes aside, they're having a bit of a lag situation. So Dota2 on Templar Assassin. Stygian, that is -10 armor, -7 from Deso, so 17. And then Meld 25. Okay, not bad. Let's see how much armor they have. 25, so Windranger will have exactly 0 armor when she's sitting next to a tier 4 tower. Tier 3. Batrider also minus, so is Venge, Pango. Only Centaur has extra armor.
So, Stingent Desolator for the Windranger as well, but what would you get on the Pango? What is if you had a choice of all the neutral items, what do you think is the best one here?
For this situation, he doesn't need to dispel much. He's all about that Rolling Thunder. Yeah. Maybe just a Giant's Ring.
I was thinking Giant's Ring or Mirror Shield are probably your best options here.
Let's see what he gets. So he got Stygian Deso2, and so did Windranger. They're going all in on damage.
I mean, that's fair. Damage is their biggest problem right now, especially sustained damage after the first focus fire kill, right? Okay. Or after the swap kill or whatever. Like, they need a little bit more. Big boy. There's a big boy Centaur.
Look at him go. So is Slark. Like Silver Slark with Giant's Ring, picking up XP. And what is this?
Dude, if he... I kind of want to see this Centaur get to level 30 so we can get Retaliate Aura. Because with Giant's Ring and his Shard, he could get to a massive amount of intelligence. I mean, just imagine the kind of retaliate damage you're getting off of hitting these various heroes off of a Centaur that has 1 million strength. Oh, yeah. Another tier 5 dropped.
But we have Force Boots on Tiny. That's a good one, so he can get in and out of the trouble. Dead Prophet, Mirror Shield. That's a biggie against Lasso. Against Windranger, Shackle Shot. That like swap, it might change the game. Stampede. Forced to use it.
Book of the Dead for FNG. I'm surprised that's not Book of Shadows. If that was an option for him.
I wish we could see.
Yeah.
Respect still needs his tier 5 item. Needs something. Cloud is committing.
A little bit of a poke.
There's that Mirror Shield.
Yeah, gonna be have to careful of that one, man. You may not be expecting the Shackle Shot to come right back at you. Or what if it blocks the focus fire, man? I mean, that is a death sentence.
Yeah, Lotus Orb on Windranger with a hero that actually can hit on a range hero, and then you get focus fire back. That's so funny to see.
Cloud, silence. Tried to go for it. Couldn't get him on the lasso. Now a toss back instead onto the Windranger. Immediate swap back and the initiation from Squadix. A heavy counter rotation from Virtus.pro in that fight. It doesn't really net them much. And now Cloud's going to use that second Exorcism. Start beating down the tier 3. Virtus.pro heal up and reset a little bit.
FNG summoning Book of the Dead to soak up some of that exo damage. Another toss back.
This time onto the Centaur. Centaur already down to half health with the Nullifier. Cannot force staff him away while Cloud just jumps into all of these teams, gets the Spirit Siphon on so many heroes, and fears some of them back. One hero dead with no buyback. The Centaur is gone.
He needs
gonna
50
be
gold.
Megas. They can't really stop this one too much. Virtus.pro are going to have to play for a longer game than this. Attempted toss away, but got a force staff instead. Squadix is able to get away. Lands the pounce. Monkoshi refreshes. Goes for even more pounces. He's just going to have a pounce frenzy here onto Squadix and Kiritich. Holy crap, Squadix almost dying as he rolling thunders through the heroes, but Templar Assassin almost one-shot him there. Kiritich toss back into the team once again. Got the Nullifier on him.
No buy on him.
Death sentence. No buy back there.
20
and
seconds.
Sani4 are going to be able to close out this game. They'll take the throne, take game 3, and they are going to Birmingham.
Oh yeah, what an ending. Like throughout the qualifiers, this team showed some really good performance. They pushed the limits in some of the games. A lot of long games throughout these qualifiers, back and forth, and they knew that